This is a different video than one that I've done before, and it's basically a direct message to Mr. Polyev and the Conservative Party on behalf of Canadians. And if this reaches you, please share it, email it to your MP. For the love of God, please. We need you guys to draft a letter to the Governor General stating that we need Parliament dissolved and an election called based on the fact that we have had an unprecedented number of members of Parliament crossing the floor months after being elected on specific values and running promises, and then have completely switched camps. And that is not serving the will of the people. That is not justice for the constituents of those ridings. And the Election Act needs to be amended, specifically to put in an amendment stating that if an MP crosses the floor, it should trigger a by-election. If more than one MP crosses the floor in a given election cycle, it should immediately trigger the dissolution of Parliament and a federal election. Because that should keep members of Parliament honest, because apparently running for your constituents and making those promises and securing those votes is not enough. So there now needs to be a legal punishment, which would also be a financial punishment, because every party would need to finance another campaign. So it would stop members of Parliament from being courted by opposition parties and getting them to cross, because that would trigger a whole snafu that would cost everybody more money, and it would cost everybody more time, and that would definitely stop everybody from doing all of these backdoor electoral shenanigans. And if the Conservative Party were to draft a letter to the Governor General based on members of Parliament basically lying to their constituents, and this needing to be an election issue, this election reform needing to be an election issue, because Trudeau 10 years ago ran on electoral reform promises and never followed through. Mr. Polyev, not only could you be the person who economically brings Canada back to the forefront, but you could be the person who also brought in a much needed election reform and a much needed amendment to the Election Act to keep backdoor politics at bay. I'm not going to be naive enough to say that backdoor deals will stop, but this could be one way of closing a loophole. Now, I'm just a small channel on YouTube. I doubt you'll actually see this, but I have to say something as somebody who is still proud of her country and somebody who believes that her country can come back and be a amazing place to live. I had to make this video, and if this falls across your page, please send it through to your member of Parliament, post it wherever you post it, just share it as far and wide as you can, because we are paying attention. There are people in Canada who are paying attention, that are voters, and this is a huge huge way to turn people away from voting if this isn't fixed. Because why vote if your member of parliament is just going to cross the floor in 6 months? This has to be fixed. If we ever want to save democracy, this has to be fixed. And it has to be done now. Please share this as far as and wide as you can. And if it gets to Mr. Polyev, thank you very much. And I do appreciate you watching this. Have a wonderful day.